I'm Angela Stribling, sitting with Rachelle Ferrell for Capital Jazz TV. Girl,
My first CD came out in 1992, August of 1992. And we've never looked back, have we?
no, we have not. You know, it's hard to believe that it's been that long, right?
It is hard to believe because we don't experience the passage of time in such a way as to to be close up on it and have an awareness of it. When you're in the midst of it, it comes and goes, and you continue being in the moment. So we don't have an awareness of something of what's behind us in our wake until we stop, take a moment, and look back, and we're like, "Oh my goodness, has that much time passed?" And it has.
Right.
1992, the only thing available was that very first CD, and that was with the duet with Will Downing, and Bruce Lundvall had carefully introduced me to George Duke and said, the best person to work with you in your music, based on what I've heard in your music, what I'm hearing in your music. He actually took the time to sit and listen to my music, which is almost unheard of today. Because he's a real music man.
And I know how deep it goes with you and Mr. Duke. I mean, he was like your relative.
Yes.
You were his
mentor, my friend. I called him Papa, and he's Il Maestro. Il Maestro.
So how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Still tentative at times, but it's still very much deeply in the process of processing. George was a dimensional pillar, and he blinked out of physical existence so quickly and so unexpectedly that it kind of left me reeling. I think it left all of us reeling. It's almost like when you pull the rug out from underneath someone, and gravity and time, space, depth perception, everything changes. And after a while, you just have to kind of go with the flow with it until things begin to settle down again, and you can see what, like Richard Pryor said, which way is up. Because for a while you don't know which way is up. And I got up from my desk and went straight to the hospital and was able to spend the last 3 days with him, on the planet. I was very gifted and blessed by that because I had no idea that he'd been that ill, and I was talking to him on the phone periodically, and you know how he is. He's always upbeat. Oh, I'm fine. They'll probably let me out, next weekend. Just waiting for the text to come back, and when the text come back, they'll probably let me out next weekend. I believe George with all my heart. That was my Papa. So what Papa said goes. Okay, George, no problem. But then, that final weekend, Spirit said, go to the hospital now. And I just stopped. I dropped my work, and I got up and put some pots on. I went to the hospital and I cooked some greens and some roasted chicken.
You hooked it up.
Brown rice with dill. And I didn't take it to the hospital the first night, but after I went and saw how he was doing, I brought the food over and we sat and had a meal together. And I believe that he chose to leave when he did. Spirit knows when it's time, and I think that he was so protective of all of us that he also chose not to share that with us, because he probably knew that we wouldn't be able to bear it, and we probably wouldn't be able to get anything done. How he shared it.
That's right. Be constantly still. What are we doing today, George?
Exactly. Everybody be sitting up at his door.
Exactly.
He had some things he wanted to do before he made transition, before he left the physical. And so it's taken this long for me to put these pieces together and to receive this information from Spirit and from the spirit world to begin to quell my deep grief and balm it and bandage it with understanding. It's important to me to maintain the connection because, for several reasons, in so doing, I am able to be, do, and give and resonate my best, my highest and my best, both for myself, but for others, and for the highest good of all. And maintain my core principles and the manifestation of my core principles, and my desire to not just sing beautiful, but to be beautiful and live a beautiful life, live the life beautiful, and to show others that, they can do that too, and to reflect that to others and be able to receive it from others like yourself. You know what I mean? Because it's
I know exactly what you mean. And so I think you just broke it down perfectly. So, Rachelle Ferrell, thank you so much for doing what you do and being who you are.
and the same to you.
Thank you.
Sacred reciprocity. You've been so beautiful and you've represented us so beautifully for such a long time.
Thank you.
High and noble and elegant and dignified, and just you enunciate beautifully, and you bring such a beautiful air of not only professionalism but feminine facility, feminine largesse. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Whew, I'm going to float out of here. Rachelle Ferrell and Angela Stribling for Capital Jazz TV.